consequently also the last part of my video game collection. You've waited, and here it is. It's the final. I don't know when I'll be able to make another one because I'm not really buying any games right now, and I'm planning on, so it might take a minute before there will be a new part. So I want to ask you to leave in the comments down below some kind of suggestions for video game content that you would like to see on the channel, since I can't just show you my collection anymore because I've done that. I want to preface that I don't think I'll be able to do any gameplay. I've received kind of a suggestion, a request from some of you, which thank you so much for that. I'll try and see if that would be possible, but I don't play games on PC, so I would have to somehow record my console, and I have no idea how to do that, and I think it's a little too complicated for what I'm trying to do, so probably not. So not any gameplay for right now, but if you have any different kinds of video game content you would like to see, leave them in the comments down below. Without further ado, we shall get into this. Right, I'm going to just move them upside down so I can stack them the same way I had them in my bookshelf, and yeah, let's get into it. First up, I don't know what order they're in, just, yeah, it's going to be a surprise for me. First up, we've got sorry for my ring light, that's going to be very annoying actually. Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 6. Might turn up my gain a little bit. Resident Evil 6. I don't know what much to say. If you know Resident Evil, then you know this is a classic. This is one of the more adventure-focused Resident Evil games. It's the last one before they kind of adapted that modern horror genre. You actually have all of these characters are playable protagonists. So that is Elena. God, is his name Jack? Ada. Is Ada playable? Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure whether Ada's playable, but no, she ain't. No, she isn't. Sorry, she's extra. Sherry, Leon, Chris, and Piers, I believe. God, I forgot about Piers. Yeah, let's read the back. No hope left. The world is in turmoil. The sea virus has spread to epidemic proportions. The bioterror threat looks to lead humanity into a chilling end of days. When all the goodbyes have been said and all hope seems lost, one final struggle begins, featuring 4 unique scenarios and 4 gameplay styles. Enter the darkest corners of the world alone or with up to 4 players online. Includes all map and multiplayer DLC. So yeah, I can show you the back. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I like all Resident Evil games, so I'm not gonna be like, I like this, as if that's some popular opinion. It has a special place in my heart. It has intriguing storyline. I like how many playable characters there are. I like how there's like sets of 2, right? So Leon with Helena, Sherry with Jake. Sorry, did I say his name is Jack? It's Jake. Sherry with Jake, and Chris with Piers. And I like how you have these pairs, and then their storylines get intertwined, and it's intriguing. You get to play the games from different perspectives, so that's fun. I do think it has replay value, and yeah, she's quite iconic. I think this is the last, like, in chronology. This is, I mean, I guess they go in chronology, right? Well, this is the last Leon we see before he's full-on alcoholic in Vendetta. The way that I know that. Okay, moving on. Oh, my baby. Next up, we've got Life is Strange 2. Life is Strange 2. Stunning, absolutely a singular one character that you probably would not be able to recognize, and you get little tidbits of some of how life continued for the characters from the first game, which is nice. But yeah, my opinions. Anyway, this is Misery Born. This game is tragic, disgusting, absolutely horrible. It's like, I know a lot of people have complaints that it feels like Misery Born. It feels like they're forcing the characters to go through horrific things back to back, which I mean, yes, and it's really intense. But also, I feel like, it's obviously it's amplified by the like supernatural power, but that's how life could feel for people of color, and especially for two boys that are haunted for murder. Well, okay, like this. This game follows two brothers, Sean and Daniel. Sean is 15, 16. He's a teenage boy. He's really, he's about to ask his first girlfriend out. Like, he's really just exploring starting life. And Daniel is 9, like a little kid, and obviously he's like looking up to Sean. And even though he gets on his damn nerves and all that, he loves Sean and he looks up to him a lot. And they live with their dad. Only he's a single dad, and he's very kind, very loving. He loves his boys, and their mother's not in the picture. Then, I guess a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to hear this, you can fast forward to the next game. But, there's an essence in each of Life is Strange games that one of the characters have some kind of supernatural power. In the first game, it's time travel, not time travel, like that time rewind, And this one is, God, what is that thing called? Like, not kinetics. Telekinesis. Sorry. Daniel finds out he has a power of telekinesis, which would be lovely, right? If during the moment when his powers like come to light, some people die, including their dad. And when they get knocked out, everything, both Sean, Daniel, and everybody present at the scene. And when Sean finds out, he sees the dead bodies of other people, and he knows they're going to get framed for murder. And Sean, in his very understandable, state of panic, he decides the best option is to flee. So he grabs Daniel, he grabs a backpack, and they leave. He doesn't know where to go, he doesn't know anything, but he knows that they're going to pay for something that they have not caused. Like, an officer gets shot, like this. I don't know if, what was it? They have an altercation with their neighbor. Their neighbor is racist. He's really awful. Daniel was playing outside because it was Halloween. He spilled like red something, like sauce, ketchup, I don't know, on the neighbor. The neighbor obviously lost his shit. And Sean, you have an option. It's a decision game, so you can either be like, yo, I think his name is Brad. Yo, Brad, calm down, like it's a kid. Or you can berate Daniel, like, I told you to stay inside. And I think the neighbor is like being loud, so the father comes out and he's like, what's happening? And a nearby officer that is on patrol sees it, and he's like about to break it up. And I think there's some kind of altercation, like physical altercation, and Daniel, in the haste of panic, because he doesn't want either his dad or him or Sean to get hurt, his powers like burst, and they essentially, I don't remember exactly how this hurts. Point is, they would get framed, and you essentially follow them throughout seasons trying to just cross the border. Sean, he's from, their dad is from Mexico, and he knows of plays, and he's like, if we can cross the border successfully, we could be safe. And you follow their story, and it's just a gut-wrenching story. These are two boys who are lost, and the world has wronged them left and right, and they go through miserable times, and it's like, it's so it's a very moving story. God, I sobbed my eyes out. Like this game hurts. And you also can play the bonus game Captain Spirit, which has Grace, my baby, my son, my everything. His story is also absolutely awful, and it's for free actually, Captain Spirit. And you follow a little boy named Chris who creates this very epic imaginary world where he's like a superhero when he's a Captain Spirit because his mom died. His mom got involved in a hit and run. They never solved it. They never really cared to solve it. And Chris is a little boy and he's coping well, but he is put in a position of having to grow up way too fast because his dad is losing it. He's really drowning in alcohol and he's not accepting his wife's death, which I mean is valid, but also you have a little boy to care for, and the fact that a little boy has to care for you speaks of your failure. I'm sorry. Once you're a parent, it's just your priority should be on your child, and Chris is obviously not dealing the best with his mom's death by creating this explosive and brilliant imaginary world because he's trying to have an escape from reality. And yeah, it's a sad story, but you also encounter them in the actual game, and yeah, it's a brilliant game. Messy oftentimes feels like it's very boring, sure, but it's very good, and I definitely recommend it, and I can talk about it for 70 years, truly. Oh, I'm going to read the back. One journey, many paths. After tragic incident, brothers Sean and Daniel Diaz run away from home, fearing the police and dealing with Daniel's newly manifested telekinetic power. The boys decide to escape to Mexico. The road is long, and as Daniel's power grows, your choices will shape the lives of the boys and everyone they meet. Stunning visuals and heart-wrenching choices await. Damn right. Teach Daniel to control his growing power of telekinesis. Emotional original soundtrack from and unforgettable tracks from Gorillaz, Phoenix, and more. Brilliant soundtrack, as all the Life is Strange games, to be honest. They all just blew it out the park. Okay, next up, we've got the Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes. Yes, you're saying correct. That is Queen Teasdale. Actually, Teasdale played in this game. The best Dark Pictures game, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. It's the best one. It is. Imagine Doctor Who / Alien / Tomb Raider Love Child. It's that. It's really good. That's the TV in the background. Sorry. So, she's brilliant. She's amazing. She's great. A lot of people to kind of have my. Don't play alone. Discover the Dark Pictures and the Dark Pictures, the very first game in Anthology, where each game features a completely different story, characters, and setting with a fully branching storyline. All hell breaks loose. An elite military unit searching for chemical weapons uncovers something far deadlier. Deep underground, in a buried Sumerian temple, something evil has awakened. Savage and unstoppable, a nest of ancient and unearthly creatures have a new prey to hunt. Navigate the underworld and escape a terrifying threat. Shape your story with a friend online with up to 4 players offline. Can you put aside your characters' rivalries to fight together as one? So essentially, as in I think all supermassive games, you have multiple POVs, and you get to play as multiple characters. So it changes. You could play as Rachel, Eric, Nick, Jason, and Salim. You have essentially the U.S. Army, U.S. military, who are searching for the weapons, and they think they found them, and they're like, there's a war in the Middle East, and essentially during an ambush, kind of, Also, sad case. Nobody can tell me that Jason and Salim are not. Sir, that was chemistry. And I had chemistry for 5 fucking years. I was bilingual science major, alright? Like, I see when I know it's chemistry when I see one, you know. It's brilliant, it's great. Definitely play this one. This one's the most enjoyable out of the games. It's so fun. It reminds me so much of, like, you know, with the Sumerians and their history of, like, Lara Croft game, but the Doctor Who's essence is really strong with this one. It's just great. It's just great. Play it. God, I really like how there was this post. Also, Salim is the best character. There was this post that showed how nicely they handled, with respect, the culture and differences of the, you know, of the different cultures and stuff like that. Which, sorry, the games are stuck, so I don't want it to be too loud. So yeah, if I make a dedicated video to the Dark Picture Anthology games, which I would like to, I'll definitely look for the post and I can read it on here and we can, you know, have a discussion. So next up, I've got Resident Evil Origins Collection. So this one has the Resident Evil 0 and the Resident Evil first game remastered. I love the games, but I already tell you I cannot play this because I hate the gameplay in this. It's the type when you have a static camera, right? So you have a shot and you move the character within the shot so the camera doesn't move. That absolutely drives me nuts. And also, whenever you enter door, you'll have this like sequence where you're like opening the door or like climbing a ladder. It's a black screen with like a ladder and like you're seeing it go up. It's just, me and my anxiety cannot handle this. But it's great. I love Rebecca. Who doesn't love Rebecca? We love to see Rebecca slay. We love to see Billy. I'm never gonna say no to Hot Criminal. Just kidding. But yeah, and also the main game is so fun. Like, it's an OG, you know, it's fun. Albert Wesker is in it. He has the best voice actor ever. Jill, it's the iconic Jill with her iconic face model. Chris is still young and not so bitter, but that's more a Leon thing. But yeah, available together for the first time. Experience 2 of the games that gave birth to survival horror genre, completely remastered with bonus content. Uncover the secrets behind the mansion incident at the heart of the Resident Evil series storyline. I feel like this is a must either play or like must watch, just for the lore, just to understand. It's very important. I think it's mentioned a lot in the next games. And yeah, sad that we never get to see Rebecca Slay in like a video game. Vendetta movie, she's great in there. And the new Dead Island movie that is coming in summer. Wow, summer's coming. Wow, I completely forgot. That is very exciting. But yeah, it's fun. I hate the camera, really. The gameplay is unstoppable for me. Next up, we've got, who would have guessed, Resident Evil 4. If you do the math, you've mathed correctly that I have them all. This is the OG, this is everybody's baby. I like her. She's iconic. She has iconic lines. Where's everyone going? Bingo. Forever favorite game line ever. Leon is very sassy and sarcastic in this. Ada has a very hot dress. I don't care what anybody says, Ashley's precious. Iron Maidens are the most terrifying things I've ever fucking seen. Or Leon's, all of Leon's lines are iconic. I love the when the Salazar is like, he's somebody's right hand, and he, or like somebody else says that he's like my right hand, and Leon's like, your right hand comes off. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. It's like a must when it comes to Resident Evil 4, but since it has the remake and people praised it a lot, I think it's safe to say that you'll do good with playing the remake as well. But it is kind of like a staple in the community. One of the highest rated games in history. see Baby Clementine, all of the characters you meet in this is just, yeah, just play The Walking Dead altogether, play the games in succession, save your save file so then you can load and have your stories altered based on how your story was progressing in the previous games. You cannot go wrong with this. It's not too scary. It's so fun with the fact that you get to shape the story. It has the iconic Walking Dead, you know, like the zombies. What else to say? Make every choice like it's your last. Winner of over 90 Game of the Year awards. Based on Robert Kirkman's groundbreaking comic book series, includes all 5 episodes of the first season plus a special episode for 100 days, bonus downloads, a final original score, and exclusive behind-the-scenes videos. I didn't see that. Okay, but yeah, she's great. She's amazing. I wanted to say something, but I completely forgot. Yeah, I don't think I'll remember. Oh man, I'm trying to remember. Gut-wrenching. That's not what I meant to say, but gut-wrenching. There's a quote from this game that I really love. Oh god, but I can't remember. I won't remember it. I really wanted to say it, sorry. But there's a quote that I really love and really inspired me for in life and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I remember it. It's impossible to go through life without causing some kind of pain. And Lee said it. I don't remember during which moment. I think, spoiler alert, so if you're, watching this and you don't want any spoilers, then close your ears. When you find the little boy in the attic, and, the boy was starved before he turned into a walker, and, Kenny reminiscence about his son Doug, and Lee is like, I'll do it, like, you don't have to. And I think he says that then, or just sometime later after that, yeah. Also, you have that whole, like, Kenny and Doug, and, like, yeah, it's iconic. It's iconic. It should be mandatory. Moving on. Right, gosh, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Look at the cover. She's the moment. She's, God, words cannot express this. As someone who is absolutely diehard in love with South American mythology, there's just something that always intrigued me about the rainforest and how life is there, and in general it's probably, I think, apart from the sea, it remains the most unexplored place, and it's so intriguing. I have so many books that actually do explore the lost cities in the Amazon rainforest, and the fact that Lara goes in there, it's brilliant. She's dressed for the occasion, no beauty shorts or anything. She's got full-on gear. She's got them triceps and biceps that could snap your neck. Holy shit. She's everything, really. The scene where she rises from the water with the fire is like, it's legit that I can point out there's a lot of her on there for all the right reasons. It's great. Play the reboot. She's brilliant. You can, in this game, you really get to see how much everything that she's been through has impacted her, because she goes from very unsure in the first game, to kind of being more survivalist in the second game, and in this, she's a fucking killer machine. And when she thinks Jonah has died, like, she goes off, and then she kind of realizes that maybe she's losing herself and she messed up, and like her kind of like greed is really much putting her in the same bag as with Trinity, and it scares her. And you have there's like these 3 quotes from the game. So in the first one there is like, oh god, I don't remember. I know what I must become. Or like, oh god, I don't remember. It's in a succession, and in the third one, she asks herself, what will I become? she goes from kind of like knowing I have destiny, or like there's a certain fate for me, then she kind of gets more self-assured in it, and in the third one she's kind of like losing the plot, you know. It's a really brilliant game. It has the story, it has the visuals, the scenes are beautiful. And the soundtrack is also amazing. And if you read the diary entries as well, and when you, for example, find a camera, you get like an insight into her relationship with Sam, which is like, it's, oh god, it's brilliant. And if you know about, for example, what is his name? About Fawcett, Colin Fawcett, you actually get some like tidbits about him and his quest to find the lost city of Zed, and you have like bits about him. Of course, I think they are like made up, but you know, it's fun that they mention him, who was an actual explorer that contributed so much to the mapping out of South America, and got lost and never returned and stuff like that. Moving on, we have Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. I know both games, but this is especially for Beyond Two Souls because that is actually the first video game that I've played. I had it for PS3, and I just really wanted to have it in my PS4 collection as well. I know that there was the scene in the shower when Elliot Page, I believe, didn't consent to that kind of scene being in the video game, and then they used it. I don't know what that's about. As I mentioned, David Cage is very concerning, a very person, so, you know, but on its own, I love the game. It means a lot to me. Willem Dafoe is quite brilliant in the role. I have a lot of things to say about Ryan, and none of them are good. I love Jodie. However, I fully respect Elliot Page and his transition, so I don't want to hear anybody call Elliot Page anything else as he and Elliot, alright? Thank you. That's that. And Heavy Rain, that's misery porn. It's so sad, it's horrible, it's tragic, it's good, but it's tragic. It's like a detective story in a way. You know, just include a parent and a child, and you have a concoction for pain, angst, and no comfort. It reminds me oh god, I just remember Watch Dogs. I don't have that, but I know Watch Dogs, and the opening scene where I think he's in the car with this, you know, baby girl, and you see that like lamp, isn't it, like lamp plushie? Just the whole intro is just so sad. Alrighty, next up we've got Last of Us Part 2. I don't think I have to say much. I have my opinions, to say the least. I have my opinions. And I would probably have to fight some of you. And I will if I have to. The thing is, I understand what they try to do with this game. And I like the whole grief storyline and the 5 stages of grief that are very obvious, and her quest for revenge, because she thinks that what will make her heal, like that will ease the ache and pain that she feels if she gets revenge, right? But then she's almost there, and she realizes that no matter what she does, nothing's going to bring him back, and he wouldn't have won this for her. And she loses so much in the process because she's so deep and consumed by her grief. It's like, I love those aspects. I love that kind of storyline, but on the other hand, I wish there was more, and I wish, as someone who is a dual apologist, I wish there was more, you know. I wish there was another way to be able to explore this, but I understand their direction. I feel like they should leave this franchise alone. As someone who has this as their favorite franchise, and it means much more than I could ever put into words, and I will never ever fight about this with anyone, because if something means something, if a game, story, whatever, book, movie, whatever, means something personal to you, I'm never gonna fight it, like, and I'm not gonna question it, you know. So as someone who feels feels that way about this game for many reasons. I feel like they should leave it. I don't want The Last of Us Part 3. I don't. The story has been about Joel and Ellie, and even though there's an absence of one of them, in the second game, it still is kind of their story, even though they heavily implemented somebody new, which I know some people complain about, and I have my own complaints about stuff and whatever. But I don't think that whatever they're going to do in the third game is ever going to do it any justice, I just feel like they should leave it where they have left it off in the second game and let the franchise be legendary in its own way and not just beat a dead horse, You chose this storyline that, I'm sorry, but is inevitably the ultimate end to The Last of Us, in my humble opinion. So, no matter what you do, it's ever going to feel like The Last of Us Part 3. It's maybe if they started a game, like something as like as like Uncharted has Lost Legacy, right? So Chloe Fraser from the second game, I believe, and Nadine from the fourth one, and then you get Lost Legacy, which is much shorter, and it's kind of like a playable, slightly longer, has a separate CD DLC. Maybe if they would do that and they explore something else with some characters that were from the games, that could be nice. But I don't think making a whole big installment in the game is the right way to go. And the last one is Assassin's Creed Valhalla with the right cover on. She's great. Norse mythology is it. Eivor, is that her name? I believe that's how it's pronounced. She's an it girly. Love her. She could snap my neck anytime. It's great. I love the DLC with Cassandra as well. That's really fun. Is it named Philly? I mean, I may be an Eivor lesbian stan because I'm sorry, but that woman she's got the attributes. She's thriving with her brother's wife. Sorry. But Willie, I don't remember how the name is pronounced, sorry, but he's got me questioning things. They can be best buddies. I mean, I am supporting a more bisexual agenda, if anything, but yeah, the story's great. I love the Raven. Don't remember the Raven's name. It's a beautiful open world. It's so fun. If you like Norse mythology, you cannot go wrong with this. It's very well made. Yeah, I think another iconic installment. I think they absolutely nailed it with Odyssey, and I think they did very well with Valhalla as well. Yeah. And I love Eivor's design. And it works well for both male and female protagonists. In this one, it's much more interchangeable. In Odyssey, I feel like it just screams that this game was made with Cassandra as a protagonist in mind and Alexios as Deimos, In this one, I feel like you can play as female or male